Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make an inexpensive trolling motor mount for your kayak or small boat. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. These are the main parts I'm going to be using in this project. First, we've got the poly cutting board, which is going to be used as the buildup for the trolling motor mount to clamp onto, as well as a backing plate when you attach it to your kayak or your boat. Then also I have this pair of 1/8 inch brushed stainless steel shelving supports. And why I like these is obviously they're really strong at 1/8 inch, but they're also welded here to fit well. And they have these little pocket areas where you can set your cutout pieces of the polyboard in order to make your plate to attach to. And so they set in here really nice, and it makes a secure fit for them. So this is one of the 3 sections of the poly cutting board. I went ahead and cut the first one, then sketched it out and cut 2 other ones. And then also I drilled my 4 holes, and I think you can see here I put a little bit of a countersink in them like I mentioned, so the head of the bolt will sit flush. And then I just stacked the 3 of them together and attached them to the brackets. This is the final assembly of the mount, and a couple things I want to talk about here. As you can see, I used 3 pieces of the poly cutting board to give me approximately 1.5 inch bite for the clamps. And while I'm also talking about the clamps, as I turn it around here, what I did was, because of my distance that I'm going to be using this mount on, I had to be careful of interference between my bolts and the clamps on the trolling motor mount. So what I did was, when I drilled my holes through, I countersunk them all, so these would be pretty much flush with this plate here, and that way it doesn't interfere with the clamps on the mount itself. And then what I also did was, I had to drill other mounting holes in here in order to custom make it fit for my use. And since this is stainless steel, I went through 4 bits trying to drill it out. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you can find one that's ready-made that will fit for your use, I would go with that. I want to mention, when you're mounting this on a kayak or similar type of boat, that you use a backing plate on the underside of the hull with the bolts going through it. And I'm going to use some more of the poly cutting board, because that'll help distribute the stress on your kayak. Instead of it being in just these 4 points, it'll help spread it out through that whole area there. And then I'm also going to use these fender washers when I run the bolts through the holes. I'm putting this trolling motor mount on a kayak, but before I drill any mounting holes, I'm going to take the clamp mount off the trolling motor and dry fit the whole assembly together to make sure that everything lines up and fits before I go ahead and make any permanent holes. So that's it. If you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comments. Thank you.